friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you don't know me, my name is Heather and I run a small handmade business called Lemon Tree Corner, where I make purses and bags and wristlets and project bags for makers like you. And thank you for everyone who keeps coming back. I love to have you spend time with me every week, and I hope you get something good out of it as well. So this week we are continuing on. I think our focus this week in the studio is going to be the felt ornaments, because I have been slacking. So I would like to make some headway on those, get more cut out, feel more comfortable, get into the groove of making those. We are also going to redo our inspiration wall. I don't know if I'm hosting Thanksgiving yet, so part of me feels like maybe I should take everything off the wall for a couple of weeks and redo the wall after Thanksgiving. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with that yet. You see my pumpkins behind me, my little pumpkin area, my fall area. And what else are we doing? Oh, we should really get the quilt stuff taken care of. So I've got the Hawaiian quilt that's ready to send off, but I do have to lay it all out on the bed and check that the measurements are correct, and that I have the 5 inches on the backing fabric that I need for her to attach it to the long arm quilting machine. And then I need to fill out the survey. I need to pick the computerized pattern that's going to go on the quilt and get all that sent off. I'd like to get all that sent off before the holidays so that it's kind of out of my house, out of my head, and you know, it's going to take at least 4 months for her to get to it. So the sooner I get it off, the sooner I will have it, hopefully in time for spring. It's a nice, cheerful, springy, flowery kind of quilt. So it would be great to have that on the bed in the spring. And if you missed the end of the last episode, here is the bag, the finished bag that we did last week. It's so nice to be sewing again. Just haven't made a bag in a long time, and I was jonesing for that. So like I talked about in the last video, you know, once you have a project in here and you pull the drawstring, first of all, it doesn't really want to pull all the way. And then the handles look awkward with the drawstring, and it just makes the bag smaller, which is not the point of the large project bag for me. So I wish I had put a recessed zipper in the top, because then at least it would zip. But who knows if it would zip. The project I have in here now is already too big for it to zip, I think. So let me show you, the progress on the Christmas blanket. Coming along nicely. So here we go. It's getting so big. Look at this thing. So we finished our Suzette stripe, and then we have this wide ridge stripe, which was interesting. And now we have this lacy work stripe that looks kind of like flowers. So that was neat. I'm on the last row of that, and then we're on to the next stripe. So we're getting somewhere. I think I'm on 20 or 21, and there's only a few left. I've only got, what is that? I've only got 2 more kits that are unopened back here. The rest is extra yarn that I haven't needed yet. Give you a lot of yarn in these kits, so I think I'm going to have a lot of leftover yarn to do something with. If I made socks, they would make great Christmas striped socks, but I don't, so maybe I'll make like a hat. I've got some good crochet hat patterns that I could try with the stripes. That would be neat. And let's see. Oh, by the time you're watching this, I will have done the second craft fair. So in this video I'll give a little recap of that craft fair, what was different from the last craft fair, and we can kind of compare and contrast and see, like, is this a good one for me to do next year? I also forgot that there's the Torrance craft fair, and that I was thinking of applying for that. You have to be part of the Craftsman's Guild, and you have to go through an application process, and they have to review your work kind of thing. And they do 2 shows a year, so it might be worth my while to become a member of that group and just do those 2 shows a year. the Torrance area is a little higher than the Lakewood area, I would say Long Beach area. But I don't know, I've been to that craft fair and I really don't know if they sell higher priced items there than I would be selling at Lollipop Lane. Obviously Lollipop Lane is super convenient and super close, and it's once a year and everybody knows about it in this area, so that would be a good annual one for me to do. I really don't want to do a ton of them a year, maybe 1 or 2 a year, but I want those 1 or 2 to be like a really good thing for me. So I want to be able to sell a lot, and I want to be able to sell the items that I want to make. I don't want to make items specifically for a show. So that's kind of what we're going through here, is trial and error and trying to figure out what shows would be better for me than others. And remember a few weeks ago when I said I don't really need any more blankets? Well, guess what I found? I was watching a video by TL Yarn. I'll put it in the description below. But she had this great video about what to do with mini skeins, because, you know, I ordered this yarn advent that's all mini skein, 24 mini skeins. I have no clue what I'm going to do with them. So she had like great ideas for projects. Most of the projects, like cowls or scarves, only took like 6 to 12 mini skeins, but I'm going to have 24 mini skeins. So I was really looking for a larger project that I would be able to use those with. And she featured this one, which is gorgeous. Look at this blanket. It's gorgeous. Now, I don't know what colors are going to be in this advent yet, because obviously I haven't opened them yet. So the advent is kind of like a mystery box. They're all wrapped up. I'll show you because I got it in the mail. But I don't know what it's going to be. It's all based on Aurora Borealis was the inspiration for it. So I'm assuming greens and blues and pinks and purples. I don't know. So it's not really going to end up being this rainbow like this one. But I love this idea. Of course, you know, the pattern's only $2.50. I'll put it in the description below if you want to purchase it. She also has it for free on her blog, but it being only $2.50, I figured I would go ahead and buy the pattern, because it's got, you know, all the things, how to plan your color layouts, all the instructions, you know, step-by-step photos. The only thing, I was so excited about this that I didn't see if there was a video or not, and I can't find a video. So I'm going to be stuck reading the directions, but that's a good project for me for next year, kind of step up my crochet game, is how to really read a pattern. So we'll do that. So I'm very excited about that. And look what I got in the mail. I got the box. So it was in another box, and I was too excited to wait. So I went ahead and opened it up. But here you can see inside the box, we've got all our little mini skeins. Now it's kind of funny because I'm so used to seeing these on people's Vlogtobers, and they're pretty. They're like in candy stripe little bags, and they're all fun and festive. And what did I get? I got a bag full of black tissue paper. So I just find it funny that, of course, these are all like wrapped in black, you know, tissue paper, but they're all numbered. Now they feel really, really small. I got the DK weight, but you know, I'm just confused about weights of yarn. I think what I normally use is a DK weight or a sport weight, and I really don't know the difference. I think fingering is thinner, so I went with the DK because I'm pretty sure that's what I needed, was the DK weight. But I'm looking at these going, I feel like I need to open one and see what it looks like. I'm kind of worried now, but I should be fine with this pattern, because this pattern is having me use a 3.5 millimeter hook. So I think, you know, I think these were DK weight. This was made for a very specific, the Sheepjeez Katona pack. So she designed it specifically for this pack of yarn, which is a 24 rainbow pack. And I don't know what, yeah, I would have to look on the website and see what weight that yarn is, but we got what we got, so we're gonna make it work. And I'm just very excited about that. They're kind of like granny squares. Each of these rounds is its own little, you know, granny square type thing. Motif is what she calls them. So I can just line them up, figure out the color, you know, do a map, we'll do that together. And then just get to cranking like I do with the granny squares, which means it's totally portable. I can take it anywhere, I can work on it, and then just put them all together. So other than that, I'm just working on the same stuff I was working on in October and trying to get everything ready before Christmas. Yeah, I don't know what's going on yet for anything, so I might have to do like a power cleanup of my house because, let me spin you around here. So I don't know if you know this, but basically the living room is my crafting area. So we've got the living room table is what you see in the background all the time, and where I do all the cutting and prepping. This is where I do my ironing and everything, and then this is where I do all the prepping for the sewing and the cutting and everything. And then this is my work desk, so I do all the editing and the work from home stuff here. So, you know, this whole living room has really been taken over with my side business, so I would need to clean all of that up if we were hosting Thanksgiving. And then I have my very messy craft room, which you've seen, where I've got the sewing table and everything. So that's where we're at with all that. So it might be a mad dash to kind of pick up the house. Haven't really had a family event in here for over 2 years, so it would really need some work if I was going to do that. And as always, I would love it if you would hit the like button, make a comment. I love seeing your comments, and I love having your feedback for the channel. And if you've watched more than one of these videos, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and become a subscriber. I'm hoping to get to 500 by the end of the year, and I will do a special subscriber giveaway. When we hit that number, I'll make a special bag just for that giveaway. And just so you know that hitting the like button or interacting with the channel in any way, the notifications, anything you hit that interacts with the channel tells YouTube that people are enjoying my content, and it suggests my videos to other people, which really helps me out. So I would love it if you do that for me. And I started a new thing in the description. You know that everybody has that coffee thing? Well, you can just do a little donation to me to help support the channel. You can buy me a cup of coffee or a skein of yarn or a yard of fabric, whatever you would like to do. The link will be in the description below in the future. At some point, I will have Patreon. I don't really feel like I'm at a point where I can support a Patreon channel right now, or, you know, extra content or anything. I'm hoping the channel gets big enough where we can do something like that, but for now, I think the coffee donation is a wonderful way. If you feel so inclined, don't feel any pressure, but it's a wonderful way to help support me in this channel and kind of tide me over until we get to the point where I can do something like Patreon. So thank you very much for anything you do. Thank you for just showing up and watching the video and spending time with me every week. I really appreciate it. Let's get into the studio and start working on some, I guess the felt ornaments would be the next thing. So let's get going.
can see. I let them roll astray. It did not bother me. The sun is shining through every window pane. It's bathing you in light, so why should I complain? If there should ever be a storm or a pouring rain, we'll look out through the window pane where the sun will shine again. Time is moving still, and you are here with me. A house upon the hill, and a little apple tree. The sun is shining through every window pane. It's bathing you in light, so why should I complain? If there should ever be a storm or a pouring rain, wait and look out through the window pane where the sun will shine on again. Where the sun will shine again.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
This town's so lame, I'm feeling so wired. It's 4 a.m., I'm not even tired. We're in your car, we can drive away. Oh yeah. We're almost there, I'm loving this feeling of something new. Just right what I needed, take me there. a gentle breeze. The night's got a fever to the
Here we are, all set up at the Patchwork show. I love these wire racks, are working out a lot better. So it looks a lot cleaner, less stuff to fit in the car. And we got our banner up, which is going to be a nice sunshade for us. Because so far there's nobody behind us. And everything to fit on one table. Yeah, I definitely like hanging stuff up better. Whew. Okay, it's that time. We have all of our entries inside of this cute little bag with all the cute pleats on it. I love this one. I want to make a larger version of it. So we've got all of our entries from yesterday's Patchwork show, and we are going to pull a winner. Mix them all up here. Okay, we have our winner, who is Amaya. Very cool. So we'll be contacting Amaya and getting her address and sending her the bag. So thank you to everybody who entered. And as always, all of your information will not be sold. It will just be kept for my own database so I can let you know of any shows I'm doing or shop updates on the website. So yay, congratulations, Amaya. Okay, so as you will have seen in the clip, we went to a craft fair the day before my craft fair. So my sister and I went to the Torrance Craftsman Guild craft fair and bought a few things. So I have, what do I have? So I bought these pretty earrings. They're very pretty. It's kind of like a mesh purple. And then I got these really pretty ones. These really pretty ones with the hummingbirds and bluebells. And the bluebell beads are vintage. So that's really cool. Very pretty. So I bought those from the same store. And a little cloth. So this is a little polishing cloth that, she used it on... she used it on a new piece of jewelry that seemed pretty well cleaned, and it still got stuff off. So I have sunshine polishing cloth. So I have a bunch of jewelry that's gotten tarnished because I didn't wear any jewelry for 2 years. So I'm going to use this and clean all of that up. And then we went to this really neat store where she did beadwork. And I got this pair of cute earrings. It's a little past time for these. These would have been perfect for November, but October. But they're still super cute. They're like owls. So they're little beads, but they're, I hope you can see it very well, but they're owls. They're so cute with the big buggy eyes, owl eyes. So I wound up getting 3 pairs of earrings. Which is all I seem to wear these days is earrings, so I like having interesting ones. And this is so cool. Look at this ornament. This is like a very unique bead I've never seen before. And then it's got all the crystal, which should be really nice on the Christmas tree. So pretty. So I don't know if you can see that any better. It's like a candy. It's like a Christmas candy with the swirls, and then it's got the clear and red beads. So that's going to be really pretty on my Christmas tree. Very breakable, so we're trying not to break that. So now I have a collection of ornaments for my Christmas tree already this year that I've already purchased. Oh. So let's put all those together. And that's it.
speakers. You and me, can I marry you right away? Oh yeah. Listen to the midnight radio. Listen to the midnight radio. Listen to the midnight radio. We can drive through the night. Oh, don't wanna wait all night. We can drive through the night, sing along to the midnight radio. Don't wanna wait all my life, can't remain, no delay, gotta let go. We can drive through the night, sing along to the midnight radio. Don't wanna wait all my life, can't remain, no delay, gotta let go.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Oh, oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, oh, I just feel so lucky. Oh, oh, still can't believe you love me. I hope it never ends. Let's be more than friends. Yeah. You know I'm here to stay every single day. Yeah. So hold me tight through the night. It's just us two, me and you. Oh, oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, oh, I just feel so lucky. Oh, oh, still can't believe you love me. Falling into your arms, dancing up in the stars. Oh, where I'd rather be than with you. Oh, I can't believe you love me. Oh, I just feel so lucky. Oh, still can't believe you love me. I can't believe you love me. I just feel so lucky. Still can't believe you love me.
And that's it for this week, folks. So let me show you our finished ornaments. They're so cute. So we have the stocking. It's all stuffed. Our snowman, who is a little unstuffed. He's hard to stuff with these arms and stuff going on. Then we have our mitten and the candy cane, which I shouldn't have started with because that was the hardest to get around in this inner corner. But we did it. So we got 4 down and 25 left to make. So hopefully we will get to that this coming week. And I am going to be hosting Thanksgiving, so I'm going to go ahead and take down the inspiration wall stuff behind us. I have to figure out how to get that to stick better anyway because the washi tape is peeling off and it's coming off the wall. So we'll work on that. It's perfect timing to just take it all down for the holidays. Have the table set up and then put everything back up afterwards. And I might keep it down for Christmas, I don't know, because that might be a good place for us to hang the advent calendar. Although I can't really reach to move the ornaments, so maybe not. We'll have to find a different place for that. Other than that, I haven't really gotten much done this week. Went to the doctor and they still think it's allergies and not the blood pressure medication. So they switched me to the new blood pressure medication, which shouldn't be causing a cough at all. So put me on Benadryl at night, which has just zonked me out. Like I went to bed at like 9 last night. So I'm still feeling very tired and not very energetic. So hopefully we can figure this out, get this cough under control so that I'm sleeping through the night and not drugged up on Benadryl during the day. So we'll have to get the body chemistry right here and make it work. Other than that, just wanted to give you a quick recap on the second craft fair, which I feel it's kind of weird. I feel it went better because I had more sales. So I was very happy that at this show, it's like a totally different crowd. So I barely sold any of those charms or the little stuff, but I did sell a lot of the bags. And since the bags are a higher price point, I made more money overall. I found that a lot of people at the first craft fair were willing to come into the booth, look at everything, touch everything. And the people at this craft fair were really just walking on by. The racks did attract them with the purses. So a lot of people looked at the outside purses or like came in a foot to look at the inside purses, but it didn't get people just wanting to walk in and come to the table. So you have to rethink that. I know a lot of people have the table right at the edge, and while I like that idea, that also takes away from the amount of space I can use within the booth. I like the wire racks, worked out great. I feel like that's the way to go. It looks clean. I can hang all the purses versus having them on a table so that we can just do one table. And what we did is we pushed that table up to the edge of the wire racks. So you come in, you got the wire racks with the purses and then the table. So I feel like that's the ideal setup. Our neighbor booth had a little 4-foot table, which is interesting because I could fit like a 4-foot table underneath one of the wire racks. It would give me a little more table space. I did feel like I was totally maxed out on table space, but then again, I had the neck pillows, which I wouldn't necessarily have in the future. But if I'm going to have coin purses or something else in a basket on the table, yeah, I feel like there's not a lot going on, not a lot of room on the table. And like when people wanted to fill out the drawing form, the drawing entry form, they were quite cramped trying to fill it out. And then like one lady had to put her iced tea down to fill it out, and there was like no room on the table. So I'll have to rethink that. And also the candy, you had to come into the booth for the candy, which in one way is good because you should have to come into the booth to get the candy and look at the stuff. But in another way, it's kind of nice to have that right on the edge to draw people in. So I don't know. It's a toss-up between the two. I am going to look into the Torrance craft fair, like you'll see in this week's video. My sister and I went to the Torrance craft fair. I was kind of looking at it more from the perspective of a prospective seller at the craft fair this time rather than just being a buyer. And I did notice that things were correctly priced, which is a big thing for the show, to have not like one person totally charging way less for items than they should. So I see everything was very reasonably but appropriately priced, and people were buying things at those prices. So I feel pretty comfortable that my products would sell at that craft fair. Now the only problem with that is it's twice a year and it's over 2 days. So, you know, setting up and everything, and it's a 2-day commitment, which is fine if you have one of the inside booths, because I wouldn't have to like leave anything in the courtyard. I'd feel more comfortable if it was an inside booth at that point. But then again, I can't do the wire racks. So it's a good thing I have the door panels, because for something like an indoor booth where I wouldn't have the canopy to hang things off of, the door panels are very handy because I can still have the purses hanging. So that's a possibility. I'm going to fill out the application for that and look into that. And besides just the selling opportunity for that, it is a crafters guild. So they have monthly meetings, and you really get to know, you know, we were talking to a few of the crafters about what do you do about this, how do you do this, and just a wealth of knowledge and a social place for me to go as a seller and kind of have like-minded people around me and a community of sellers. So I think that would be very handy, rather than just signing up for a one-off craft show and not really having any community involvement behind it. So I think that would be a really good thing for me to do. It would also be a place to ask questions and get to know people who are in the same field as me. So that would be really cool. And didn't see a lot of bag makers. There was one other lady selling bags at that craft fair. A lot of people had jewelry. And obviously, being a crafters guild, you know, all of the members can exhibit at the show. So it's not like you can say, oh, we have too many jewelry makers, you can't be in the show. A lot of crocheters as well. So a lot of crocheted products. So I wouldn't necessarily be selling crochet products at that show, except the bags. And this was a very interesting thing. Just looking at everybody's crochet items that they had, nobody really had like those granny square market totes. So that would be a good niche for me to fill for the crochet items. So I'm really going to look into doing that next year. I think that would be a good option and totally fit in with my brand with making the bags. So that's good. So all in all, did really well. I think the only downside about that craft fair, well, other than the fact that there were porta potties, the other two craft fairs that we were looking at took place in a community center, so there was like a real restroom to use, which was good. Porta potties are fine too. And then the only other problem was the vendor parking was so far away. My poor sister had to walk all the way back from the parking, and it's like way down there. And since we didn't get there first thing in the morning, because I didn't really want to waste 4 hours just sitting there after setting up, you know, we came at a reasonable time. But of course, all the parking was already taken up by the people who got there really early in the morning. So she had to park really far away. And then the nice thing is that they let you pull up directly to your booth space to unload. But because so many people had already set up, it would have been impossible to get the car over to where the booth space was. So we unloaded everything, and then she parked, and then on the way back we decided just to push everything to the car, because it would just, we thought it would be easier. I don't know if it was easier or not, but at least it was misery loves company at that point, so she didn't have to walk it alone. So we both walked back, but it was really fun and a good afternoon. It was nice weather up until like the very end because of the time change. I hadn't thought of that. It did get quite brisk at the very end. But other than that, I think it was a really good show. And I think looking into some shows maybe in Orange County where the price bracket is a little higher would be good for me. But even that show was like nobody looked at the prices and went, ugh, you know what I mean? Like everybody felt that they were reasonable. And I got a lot of great comments about like, oh, your bags are so happy, because like I picked very cheerful fabrics, and so that was nice. And by the time we came home, and I reorganized everything. I have one complete empty Tupperware bin where the bags used to be. So I pretty much sold like half of my inventory. So I have a whole Tupperware bin to fill up again, which is great. And looking forward to filling that up in the new year with all the bags that we're gonna make. So this next week, yeah, pretty much preparing for Thanksgiving. I'll take you along with that. I'll be making the whole meal and hosting everybody. So we'll get the table all set and pull out all my stuff, all the platters and bowls and everything else to prepare for that. And really tidying up the house, putting some stuff away in other rooms so that we have room for everybody and it looks nice. So thank you for joining me this week. As always, I love having you spend time with me, and I will see you next week. Love you. Bye.